Klopp has identified an alternative to Lavia. Liverpool have identified several potential replacements for Fabinho and Jordan Henderson over the past week, and now there is a new update on the club's quest to sign another midfielder. One of the names on the list is Aston Villa's midfielder Boubacar Kamara. According to the latest information, Aston Villa midfielder Boubacar Kamara remains on the target list for Liverpool. According to the report, the Reds are in desperate need of reinforcements following Jordan Henderson's departure and Fabinho's imminent departure, and Kamara has been selected as one of many potential substitutes to reinforce the number 6 role at Anfield next season. The player is valued at £38 million by Football Transfers. For Liverpool, the rebuilding of the midfield was long overdue, and after the rollercoaster campaign last season it became imperative to develop and strengthen the options available at the centre of the pitch. However, nothing could have prepared Jürgen Klopp as the Saudi Pro League forced him to complete an entire transformation in midfield with his take on club captain Henderson and defensive mainstay Fabinho. Liverpool have made Southampton youngster Romeo Lavia their primary target. However, a £40 million bid was rejected and a second £45 million bid is currently being prepared, which is £5 million below the valuation of the rising star of the recently relegated club. As a result, Klopp and the sporting director may turn their attention to the cheaper Kamara, which, like Lavia, has performed outstandingly in top flight in its first season and has the perfect profile to add crucial depth to the deep-seated midfielder role. The £150,000 a week French player moved to Villa Park on a free transfer from Marseille last summer after his contract with the League One club expired. That's why no real price point has been reported for him to part ways with the club after the first full year of his 5-year deal with Bordeaux and Blue. Despite being signed by Steven Gerrard, Kamara had no trouble adjusting to Unai Emery's dogged play style. He was a regular player who formed a strong partnership with Douglas Luiz before sustaining an ankle injury in the final stages of his campaigns. The 23-year-old, who has appeared in more than 24 league games, was hailed as a high-quality and controller by football talent scout Jacek Kulik. He had an 85% pass completion rate and successfully completed 57% of his dribbles. He also averaged 2.4 fights and won 5.3 duels per match according to SofaScore. Villa skill data showed similarities when compared to Lavia's last season, including blocks per 90 minutes, pass completions and completed challenges. However, Kamara vastly outperformed the Belgian youth in the one aerial duels and gaps. However, there is no doubt that Kamara will be a worthy alternative to Lavia if Liverpool realizes Southampton has failed to live up to their expectations. But it will definitely be difficult for Aston Villa to part ways with the midfield dynamo as well. Andreas Christensen chases bad news for Gomez. Liverpool want to continue their rebuilding in the midfield but defensive line in an area where the club is planning reinforcements this summer. According to reports from Spain, Liverpool are now interested in signing Barcelona centre-back Andreas Christensen this summer. According to the report, the Reds allegedly have an official offer of €30 million for their defenders, which was rejected by the La Liga giants. But Jürgen Klopp is keen to develop the bid to secure Christensen's signature this summer, and a €50 million bid is being prepared in the coming days. Liverpool hope Barcelona's financial woes will encourage Christensen to sacrifice himself to strengthen other areas of the squad. More reinforcements like the incredibly promising Lavia in the midfield setup have taken priority at Anfield in recent weeks, as Jordan Henderson's exit has been confirmed and Fabinho has recently started following the former club captain to Saudi Arabia. However, it is clear that Liverpool are keen to strengthen their defensive order with their links to a number of defenders in Europe, including Josca Gvardiol, Bashurs, Jurrien Timber and Levi Colwill. But now it appears that Klopp is eyeing Barcelona's centre-back. Christensen came to the end of his 10-year tenure with Chelsea when his contract expired last summer, joining Barcelona on a free transfer. The 27-year-old Titan, who made 23 La Liga games last season, was described as outstanding by Xabi Alonso. He scored 1 goal, had an impressive 94% pass completion rate, and won 60% of his duels. He also proved a great presence at the centre-back and proficient at possession, averaging 2 spaces per game. Christensen's potential arrival could be bad news for Joe Gomez. because the Danish national team player has a wealth of experience covering both the right-back role and the right-back position. That's why Liverpool's mainstay will push Gomez further down the pecking order at Anfield next season. Comparing Christensen's data from last season with the Liverpool defender, the Barcelona ace outperformed Gomez on a number of key defensive traits, including pass completions, dribbling percentage, goals creating actions per 90 minutes and air duels won. As the data shows, the Danish player is much more effective on the ball and performs much better in the weather. While the Merseyside Giants have not lost any of their main defenders during the big clean-up this summer, Joel Matip is currently in the last 12 months of his contract. Also, Ibrahima Konate is still trying to find form after suffering injury problems last season. Therefore, it would be advantageous to bring a new perspective. However, if Liverpool can strike a deal for Christensen, it will provide Klopp with a defender who can make an instant impact on the defensive formation with his wealth of knowledge and experience in the Premier League to provide Virgil van Dijk a worthy partner. The Liverpool veteran won't be travelling to Singapore for the pre-season as the Middle East calls for a move. Liverpool midfielder Fabinho will not be travelling to Singapore for pre-season camp as a move to Al Ittihad entails. The deal is believed to be worth around £40 million. A few days ago, however, it was announced that the Brazilian's move to the Saudi Arabian club was in jeopardy. According to the latest information, it seems that the movement has been suspect for a longer period of time. But both sides are willing to push the deal above the line. A few days ago, the 29-year-old was not part of Liverpool's pre-season camp in Germany due to the impending transfer. As Singapore is the last camp before the start of the real season, staying out of it shows that the process is well ahead. Apparently, this is a move that befits all parties. Fabinho was depressing last season and showed signs of gradual decline. The Brazilian player will soon be 30 years old, so there is little chance of regaining his elite form. Finally, Liverpool is taking a hefty fee from the sale which could be used to add a few additions to the roster in this transfer window. The Reds began the rebuilding of the midfield by signing Alexis Mac Allister and Dominic Szoboszlai. They are working hard to get Romeo Lavia in the next hours or days. If and when the latter is done, the focus will be on adding a stopper. In two pre-season games against mediocre opponents so far, the Reds' back line looked fragile when Virgil van Dijk and Ibrahima Konate were not playing. We've already talked about Liverpool's interest in the Barcelona ace. After Fabinho's departure, very serious moves in the transfer will come soon.